Go.
All right, Ryan Dixon here with my training partner, John Cerone. He's amateur champion and looking to go pro soon, right, by the end of this year. I'm just going to, I want to start doing breakdowns of UFC events, and last night, or Wednesday night, with the Cerone versus Miller card, it was kind of a leg, or a kicking and body shots, and it was just a lot of good stuff to go on. So I wanted to break down, not in too much depth, but I want to break down some of the kicking strategies that went on in that event. For the main event, for the knockout of Cerone versus Miller, it was a head kick knockout, but it was all set up from body kicks. So Miller is a southpaw, and Cerone is an orthodox fighter. Cerone, throughout the whole time, was trying to throw knees and stuff, but Miller was wise to that. He wasn't really shooting. So Cerone started using his rear leg kick to the body, front kick to the body. He started lacing it, boom. He actually dropped Miller with one, and it was stopped because they thought it was a low blow, but it was actually, if you look at it, it was perfect timing, or perfect placement, just above the belt line. And then he ended up hitting him again in the same spot, and then that is what caused Miller to start crouching over, protecting inside, over committing to protecting the body, which is what set up the head kick knockout. So Cerone was angry, boom, landing the push kicks. Miller started dropping down. Cerone kind of faked a little bit of a hip motion as if he was going to do a body kick, which gave a little bit of more of a crunch for Miller, and then he came up top with the head kick. All right, and it was perfectly set up. It was awesome. In one of the first fights, actually the first one that was on the preliminary card, was a guy named Cedeno, and he was fighting a wrestler. I can't remember his name, but he very wisely decided to do inside leg kicks. And the reason why you would want to do inside leg kicks is because it's if we're both orthodox fighters, which they were, it's the quickest, shortest distance I need to travel to land a kick. If I throw a rear leg kick, there's a lot of power, of course, but I need to turn my shoulders, I need to turn my hips, and if I do so, it's too much of a tell. It also has to travel a farther distance. So if you're facing a wrestler or a guy that's good at catching kicks, you might want to set up your rear leg kicks or be wary of throwing them. Because if I try and kick, he sees it coming, he's a wrestler, he takes me out. If I don't turn my hips or my shoulders, that's when you get in danger of kicking with the wrong part of your shin. Your shin is like a board. It's thick if you turn your hips, it's thin if you don't turn your hips. And that's when you see guys like Tyrone Spong and Anderson Silva breaking their shins. It wasn't because they didn't turn their hips, it's because their opponents met their kick before their hips were able to turn. So what happened was, the inside kick, you have a bunch of places you can throw it. You can throw it to the thigh, which will wear the guy down over time, or what Cedeno did is he actually laced the kick right on the inner knee. So he was in here, he was coming in, he threw a kick on the inner knee, boom. And the second round, when the second round was going to start, they called off the fight because the guy had his knee damaged. It's a kind of a dangerous kick to throw, because if you don't land it properly, you could break your foot or injure your foot. But it worked out perfectly for him. And then the second variation of the inside leg kick that I wanted to go over was in the second fight with Sterling versus Vienna. Sterling is a kicker, and they call him the next John Jones, but he's a lighter guy. And he was throwing kicks from all over, boom, leg kicks. He threw a couple axe kicks even. But he did something that I really like. He landed an inside leg kick to the lower half of the guy's leg. He actually landed a kick at the calf or the heel area as soon as the guy did a forward step. So Vienna did a forward step, boom. He kicked his leg right out of position. You want to kind of catch it and force him to step. From there, he didn't throw anything afterwards, but it really off balances the opponent and gets him thinking he doesn't want to come in anymore. Also, when I was in Thailand, the guys were doing this a lot. They would kick, boom. You got the elbow, you've got knees, boom. You've got punches. There's a lot of things you can set up from that kick. So it's more of a sweep than an actual kick. You're not using it to cause damage, you're using it to off-balance your opponent. One more time. He steps, boom, off-balances him, then you got your shots. At the least, it makes him wary to step in again. Thanks.